You're listening to Rudy Radio, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. I am Terra Renee from the African American Women in Cinema organization, and this is Talk with Terra, a show that highlights fantastic filmmakers, artists, and entertainers from all walks of life. We're committed to introducing you to individual organizations and projects of which you're not necessarily aware. And we do this with the intention of uplifting, empowering, and enlightening you. If you can, please share this episode on all your social media. We'd also love it if you text your friends and ask them to tune in. Feel free to ask questions, make comments, and or share your thoughts at any point during the show. We promise to respond. Today, we have a wonderful guest who is a veteran in the music industry and who have ventured out into the film world. A very good buddy of mine is so happy to have her on the show. She is known in the music world as Miss D. And she heads up an organization, a production company, and they're doing very well. So, ladies and gentlemen, audience, please welcome Miss D. Miss D.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing out there in entertainment land?
Miss D, tell the audience about your production company and what you do.
Okay, well, hey guys, again, this is Miss D. My company is called Married to the Music Entertainment. And the reason why it's called that, because when you get into music, you have to be married to it. You can't be divorced from it, separated from it, seeing it sometime. If it's something that is part of your life, you have to make it a marriage if you want to make it work. I've been doing Married to the Music for about 22 years. I first started by being a choreographer. I never forget, two little girls came up to me and was like, Miss D, you should do a dance class. And, I thought about it. I said, you know what? Come in my house on Sunday. But, I thought they would forget, but they didn't. So two little girls knocked at my door. Miss D, you want to do the dance class? And I said, all right, come on in, And then we talked a little bit about it, and they showed me they could dance. And then the next week on Sunday, 3 little girls was at my door. And then from there, it just grew and grew. And before I knew it, I had like 25 dancers. Wow. And I had to become not only a choreographer, I'm also a social worker in the criminal justice field. So I became social worker, stepmom, dance mom. I became all these things in their life. And when you're dealing with 25 different personalities, it's no joke, And I grew to love all my dances. And that's how this started. So how I started doing videos and shows and stuff like that for people, when people would see me perform with my dancers, they would say, I want that lady to do our choreography for the video, or I want that lady to do artist development for us for our shows. And then people just started seeking me out, not just in New York, but all over. And then they started flying in the artists, for me to work with and stuff like that. And, music is a big part of what we do here at Married to the Music. I have taken kids off the streets for many years when they could have been doing chaotic nonsense, and kids that wanted to be a part of the program. I remember a kid stating to me, you're the only consistency that we have, me and my sister, because we're in foster care. Wow. And they said, every other week we're moving to a group home to home, and, but we always could come back here because we know you're going to be here, Wow. So that was a very touching thing for me to know that I was persistent in someone's lives. At one time, you really had to have good grades to be Married to the Music, because we did a lot of beautiful things, And then the parents would come and say, yo, my kid grades went up because of you. Like,
Wow.
I've been trying to get their grades up for a minute and no, you know. So, I touched a lot of parents, families. I helped do homework. There were some kids that were gay that came out to me and not their parents.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things that I had to deal with, not just as a choreographer or a dance teacher per se. I had to also use my social work skills and my criminal justice skills to make sure that they stay out of the streets. So now here I am, married to the music. We still do big shows and all of that stuff. Due to Corona, we had to fall back a little bit. But how I got into movies and this reality show, I had just came up with a show called Where Is the Music? And this is how it started before the movie. And I noticed that people my age, I'm not going to tell it, but well, that's like, I remember when we was music, when we could slow dance to and put on a red light, and what happened to the music that, we all got on the dance floor for. And it's not like anything is wrong with the music today. Things change as we live and we go along, in music. But we still didn't have those songs that we could make love to at night. We didn't have those songs that kind of where you could see what he was singing, it was about you, So I came up with Where's the Music, and then I did a reel on it, and that's when I started wanting to do more like TV or films. It was very exciting for me that to see what I direct and see what came out of it. I could not believe my reel because I didn't, you don't know you could direct until you direct. You don't know you want to be a producer until you producing. You're like, oh, wait, this is producer work. Oh, wait a minute, this is a director work. And you start building those characters. And then the Jam Master Jay movie landed, on me, and it was unbelievable. I was trying to be in the background to support Jam Master Jay and his family. I would sponsor, Married to the Music would sponsor Jam Master Jay's birthday parties. When they have things on the day he passed away, I would sponsor it and pay for it, my company. And I really didn't want people to know that. So I was sitting VIP in the back and just, enjoy the show. But the young lady I was working with, she let Jam Master Jay brother know that it was me that was flying in his mother and his sister and having a hotel rooms, that my company was paying for it. And then Jam Master Jay brother came over to me and he asked me, listen, I'm trying to do a movie with my brother. Do you know anybody that can help? So I was like, not really. My company is called Married to the Music. I do music. So I turned them down, and about 2.5 months later, he came back and said, for some reason, God keep bringing me back to you. And I was like, I don't know. Well, okay, let me see what I can do. So I had talked to a few people about what was going on. And then somebody reached out to me and gave me Terra's information from African American women in cinema. And when I started telling her, what was going on, this was even before the contracts were signed and stuff like that. She helped me get from point A to point B, C, D, E, all the way down to Z to where we are right now. And I greatly appreciate that so much. This lady has taught me so much that she even taught me how to be quiet. Because, sometimes when people tell you when you're working with a movie, there's some things you be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. And I'm very outspoken, and I will tell you, no, I'm not doing that. You know where we come from? We know this is wrong, but Terra taught me, just listen and hear it out. And I've done that, and it works well, but I'm still a high-spoken Black individual woman that, we need to be heard, So now this beautiful lady helps me, and now I know how to read certain stuff. I know how to say some things in the industry that I need to say in film with Black women in film. And everything's been going well. I just got off a phone call just now for a new writer, and Terra will talk about that afterwards. And you know, to do the Jam Master Jay story. We already have a script, but it needs to be rewritten because everybody knows his killers was found a few months ago, and now we have to add that in the script. We also, on top of that, we have a soundtrack that we're putting together. And my thing with the soundtrack is I would like for a lot of up and coming artists to be on this soundtrack. We have a wish list. Like, I'm hoping DJ Khaled comes on to help me promote it, because I just love his attitude, how he loves his family, you know, how funny he is, and how direct DJ Khaled is when it comes to his music. And I'm hoping, you know, not that we have a whole lot of money, I'm hoping a lot of people help because of who Jam Master Jay was. Guys, I want to let everybody know we are still looking for funding. We have not signed on a dotted line with anybody with the Jam Master Jay movie. If you know anybody that's interested in helping us fund this incredible, outgoing, loving of a music DJ man, please feel free, you know, to hit us up. You know, you can hit Terra here on her show, or you can find me on Married to the Music on IG. The number 2, THA Music, Married to the Music on IG. You can look me up, hit me up. And here we are today. The movie's gonna be done. It's gonna get done because it's a major person that changed a lot of the industry when it came to DJs. You know, if it's not for DJs, a lot of your music will not be played. If it wasn't for DJs, a lot of y'all will not be on today. I always believe that DJs don't get the credit that they should. And I want this film to be dedicated to the DJs all around the world. I want everybody involved around the world. I mean, for people to come out, you know, to see the movie, for people to stream the movie. Like, this is a dedication to DJs that have not been noticed and need to be noticed. You know, so.
And on that note, we'll be right back after these messages. You're listening to Talk with Terra, presented by African American Woman in Cinema, right here on Rudy Radio.
Hi, I'm Harry O. Confetti, international Formula One driver. I sped to get to Long Island Telecom before they closed. I need to get one of these fantastic deals that Long Island Telecom has, because you can't beat the price anywhere else. Oh, get away from that car. What are you doing? Freaking kids playing with the car out there. Anyway, I'm glad I got here. Wait, what do you mean you're closing? I got to come back tomorrow? What's your number? 631-833-9679? Oh, stop writing me a ticket.
Welcome back to Talk with Terra. I am Terra Renee from African American Woman in Cinema, and today we're talking to Miss D from Married to the Music, Entertainment and Productions. And Miss D was just telling us about this phenomenal project that she has on one of America's top iconic DJs in the world. And so she's shedding light as to how she came about securing this phenomenal story, which will be a hit. We all know that, because Jam Master Jay was not only successful, but he was very, very beloved by his fans. And he did so many great things. So we're looking forward to this movie. But Miss D, can you continue where you left off as it relates to how this film will be a dedication to DJs around the world? That is so vital.
Right. So, I mean, when I state, about this film being dedicated to DJs around the world, again, because DJs don't get enough credit. Sometimes a DJ has to be on a track with a huge star to kind of be noticed. You know what I mean? And I just think that every party you go to, every club, every lounge, like, you hear music, and there's some music you hear that you never heard before. And if it wasn't for that DJ playing that song, you might have never heard the song. And it's something you like. Now it's something you buy. Now you're looking up the artist. Now you're on the artist IG. Now you're buying tickets to go see their show. What happens is DJ creates a platform in your mind where you say, oh my God, who's that? Who's that? Who wrote that song, or who's singing that song? And a lot of DJs don't get the necessary great pat on the backs that they should get for letting the artist be known. Sometimes I listen to the radio and I know that the radio, like the people behind the radios, pick out like the songs that's supposed to be played. I know there's a certain thing that happens for music to be played when it's on the radio. But when I hear on the radio, like Pop Smoke, I'm going to say his name. I hear him on the radio. I never knew about Pop Smoke. I only knew about Pop Smoke when he died. I didn't know that he was a rapper on the radio yet. I just knew that he passed away. And then the radio, the DJs, now brought him into my life, because now I'm listening to his songs and now I'm getting to know this guy, R.I.P., but I'm getting to know who he is. Why? Because they play his songs 100 times on the radio. I go to work, it's on, I come from work, it's on, and I'm in the club, it's on. So, like, it's just, well, not in the club, but anywhere else I go, I hear it. I got to know who Pop Smoke was because of DJs.
And that's a very interesting point. You were saying, if it wasn't for these folks, you would not have known. Can you share with the audience what you some things, or maybe one thing that you found out about Jam Master Jay that you did not know in pursuing the execution of the movie? Right.
So, everybody's telling a story when it comes to a movie. You have to interview people, everybody's telling a story. There was one story that just always stuck with me that made me feel this man's strength and generosity. So his sister was talking to me about him because, we was interviewing him for the movie and stuff. And she told us how she really didn't have a lot of money for Christmas. And I want to tell this because Christmas just passed, and we need a good story in our lives, what's going on today in the world. So she's telling me this story, how she really didn't have any money. She knew she had this brother that was making this money, doing all these things, all in the limelight. But she likes to fend for herself and her family. And on Christmas, she knew she only had a few gifts under the tree for her kids.
Wow.
And she went for her brother to ask him for any money because, a lot of family do that. Yeah. And she wasn't one of them. And she don't know how her brother knew, because she didn't tell him how he came to her, Jam Master Dre, in a Santa Claus suit.
Wow.
And a presents on his back. Wow. Playing a black Santa Claus. Now, she didn't know he was coming. She never told him she only had a few gifts under the tree. It's like he just knew. And when she opened the door, there he was in a whole Santa Claus suit with all these gifts. So that's something I did not know about Jam Master Jay. Somebody that will go out and just make sure his family is okay. I didn't know that because I really didn't know too much about him. I always said, oh man, he's a handsome guy. Oh man, I like the way he did it. But I never looked into his life, and I've been a part of his life for the last 3 years. And I keep saying to myself, why was this project given to me? And I see why. I just want to say this. When I spoke to the lawyers about the movie, and I said, listen, we have to set up a small trust fund or something for his kids for this movie. When the money and the funding come in. The lawyer said to me, I have never heard anybody coming in here, and we've been doing this for 30, 40 years, somebody to come in here and ask about what can they do for the artist's children. From what I'm understanding is they get people coming there trying to do movies about artists all the time, and nobody ever thinks about the artist's children.
Wow.
I have children, I have grandchildren, and karma is not good.
Yep.
I would never want to walk by and see my father's name up on a movie theater or switching through any type of channels streaming, and I'm not getting $1 for it. Like, I just felt that was wrong. Who does that? But I'm my own person. However other people do, that's how they work. How I work is just as nice as he was to everybody that he was nice to, because he was very nice to a lot of people. He bought all his neighbors' cars one time. He was just a really generous guy. I will not forget that man's kids and his sister's kids, his nephews. I will not. They will be on this project as soon as things get certified, meaning certified check. I will never ever, put his family in the background of something this major. Never. So those are some of the things that I know about Jam Master Jay that I did not know. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
Dee, in talking about the soundtrack, which I know is going to be amazing, I'm so happy to be a part of it. Can you talk? Can you talk to the audience? One of the things in working with you on this, I did not know that how many people Jam Master Jay helped in the business, because it's been some sort of knowledge back in the day where just some artists had the mentality, I made it, now you have to go and make it. I'm not helping you, you know. So could you please, for the audience, shed some light on some of the people that Jam Master Jay helped in the business?
Right. So Jam Master Jay, because he was as nice as he was, if you had something that was worthwhile, he definitely will try to do his best to help you. So from what we do understand, he gave 50 Cent his first record deal. So, that started 50, even though that deal didn't branch him, but without that deal, he might have not made it to the second point. You understand? So, and then people like Onyx, Naughty by Nature, Mr. Cheek for the Lost Boys, like these are very, very, very close people to him, because whenever they needed help in, I don't care if it was in a conversation, he was there for them. And there's a lot more names that I can shout out and stuff like that, but he was there to help these people get to their next point in life. And a lot of them had super hit records, had acting careers, Sticky Fingers. I don't know if y'all know, he been all over TV. He also was the second Blade. A lot of people don't know, after Wesley Snipes, it was Sticky Fingers to play Blade on the series that they had. And he's done a lot of acting. Frederick has done a lot of acting. He was on the Moesha show for years. You know, these are people that came up in hip hop as hip hoppers, and then they branched out to acting, big screen, little screen, you know. So he done a lot for people that people have no idea. So those are some of the people that he's been there for, and they've been there for him. And these are a lot of people that love this man very much. When I have things for Jam Master Jay, they come out. They come out. Videos, everything, they come out.
Wow.
So, you know, yeah, they come out. They come out. I mean, look, he's been dead 18, 19 years or something of that stature, and people are still coming out for him. So it has to tell you a legacy. Like, and I'm talking about these places be packed.
Wow.
You know?
On that note, we'll be right back after these messages. You're listening to Talk with Terra, presented by African American Woman in Cinema, right here on Rudy Radio.
Hi, I'm Dan O'Shea, Executive Director for Maureen's Haven Homeless Outreach. It is our mission to support the homeless in our community. We provide an emergency winter shelter program, a day center, and support services to help the homeless in our community. With your help, we can continue to provide services so critically needed to the homeless in our community. Please visit www.maureen'shaven.org or call us at 631-727-683.
I am Madame Francois, and I'm introducing my new luxury skincare brand that's available to you at an attainable price. Discover my beauty secrets, luxurious, effective ingredients with proven results and a price tag that doesn't break the bank. Come indulge with me at lesmadamefrancois.com.
Welcome back to Talk with Terra. I am Terra Renee from African American Woman in Cinema, and today we're talking to Miss D from Married to the Music Entertainment and Productions. And Miss D was telling us about the iconic DJ Jam Master Jay. And for many out there in the radio land and audio land did not know what the contributions that Jam Master Jay have made to others in the music industry. So Miss D was shedding light on that. And Miss D, I have a question. You know, a lot of times when we have these Black iconic, very, very famous people who die, sometimes the media want to focus on the negative aspects of their life as opposed to the positive aspect of their life. In the film, you know, I know that it's very important for you and me as well that we do shed the light on a lot of the good that Jam Master Jay have done and how he ascended. And what would you like the audience to walk away from when they see this movie?
Well, what I like the audience to walk away with is that always remember, don't matter how many likes you get, how much money you get, you know, what you do in the entertainment. I want them to always remember that these people are still people. These people are still regular people. They breathe and bleed just like we do every single day. So I say that because a lot of people, you know, you see an artist and you see an artist. But artists go through things. Artists lose money. Artists go broke. Artists don't know what their next move is. They don't know if someone is going to come and say, we want another album out of you, or we don't. Like, being an entertainer is very hard because it's up and downs. You know what I mean? And I want people to take away that if you are a big artist, and this goes for every big artist out there in the world, just remember you as a person first. before you became this artist,
Mm-hmm.
and know how to treat people. Treat people with respect, love, be kind. You know, I know sometimes like the world is not kind to us, but I want people to take away that even being a superstar, there are failures, there are up and downs, and there are people to try to stigmatize you. You know, I think that going away with this movie will just let you know that everybody is a person. Very important, because sometimes fans and stuff of that nature think that we can't do nothing wrong, you know, and we can. I mean, you've seen a lot of people, you know, get arrested, go to court, this and that, you know, and be superstars, you know. And one of my favorite people is Michael Jackson. And, you know, this man was so giving around the world financially, you know, and millions of dollars. And you looked into so many other things in his life, and they just try to destroy him the best way they could, you know. And, you know, with the Jam Master Jay story and the stories that's behind his death, I will not let anybody destroy or tarnish who he was and who he will continue to be after death. So that's what I want them to take. And I want them to look like, when you're sitting at your TV in your living room and you eating popcorn and little kids is running around, I want you to know that person that you're watching was a person sitting in his living room with his kids with popcorns watching a movie too.
That's good.
You know?
That's really good. So in saying that, and that's very inspirational actually, Dee, that you said that. And because a lot of times when people reach these heights of success, it's like they go into this plateau of not even being a human. And there are some just unrealistic expectations from them. And then at times, some of the fans are angry at some of the responses that they may get when they're trying to get an autograph or talk to them. And because, like you said, ups, downs, you don't know what they were contending with that day behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a process. And can you just speak to the audience about your process? If you can just give us some highlights on what was an aha moment for you? What was some of the moments that really solidified for you that you were certainly going in the right direction, that this is what you should be pursuing in your life?
Well, what I can tell the audience is that, you know, how you know where you are is like, I always go back to Married to the Music as a marriage. Whatever you do, you have to love and cherish it to the day you die. Don't pussyfoot around what you're going to do and hold on to it. You have to let whatever talent you have to let it go. You have to let it be seen, let it be heard. Don't be scared. Everybody is not going to become a star, but everybody could hear you. You know, with me, changing lives. I changed a lot of lives in Married to the Music. And when I say I changed lives, like, again, a lot of people, just artists, dancers, rappers, singers, like, I give them hope. I give them, like, I can do this, we can do this, even though we haven't had a hit record, even though we haven't got paid a lot of money. People need somebody to believe. I'm the believer, you know. I'm not a dreamer, I'm a dream maker. You know what I mean? If you got a hot song and you see yourself on stage, come to me. I'm gonna make it happen. So I just want people to know, like, never give up, you know, and be married to it, whatever it is. So, you know, my high moment was for me when I
Steve, we're going to run and take a quick break, and we'll be right back on that note.
All righty.
You're listening to Talk with Terra, presented by African American Woman in Cinema, right here on Rudy Radio. We'll be right back.
I am Madame Francois, and I'm introducing my new luxury skincare brand that's available to you at an attainable price. Discover my beauty secrets, luxurious, effective ingredients with proven results and a price tag that doesn't break the bank. Come indulge with me at lesmadamefrancois.com.
Welcome back to Talk with Terra. I am Terra Renee from African American Woman in Cinema, and today we're talking with Miss D from Married to the Music, Entertainment, and Productions. Miss D was just telling us about her aha moment. Miss D, please continue.
Okay. Well, my aha moment and my life with the entertainment is one time, and I kind of wrote this down, but one time I wanted to change my rehearsals from Friday to Sunday because, you know, when you work from Monday to Friday and then you have children and then you have your other children, it's kind of hard, you know? So I did Fridays for maybe about 4 months, but I noticed like, if I, after work, did dance and rehearsal and stuff like that on Fridays, by Saturday, I was no good and I only had Sundays to myself. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I told the group when we got together, I said, listen, I can't do dance class on Fridays anymore, you know, because, you know, Miss D be tired after work Friday. I really need to rest because I already have dance class, I think, on Tuesday, and then I was going to do it on Sunday. So one of the dancers just said to me, Miss D, like, can you please keep it on Friday? And I was like, I can't. And they was like, please. And I was like, why? And then he just said, and this is an African-American man. He was like 24 at the time. So listen, I get in trouble on Fridays. I said, what do you mean? He said, when I'm in my neighborhood, I get pulled over by the cops a lot on Fridays. And I find myself in trouble. Can you please keep it on Fridays? Because I have not been in trouble since you've been having it on Fridays. I've been staying out of trouble.
Wow.
And how can I not keep it on Fridays if it's keeping this guy from going to prison? You know? So I looked at everybody and said, I guess Friday is still on. You know what I mean? So later for me being tired, later for me, you know, I have my own kids. You know, I got kids in 2 years off way to college, and I got all these things I gotta do. I got 2 kids that's back to back, like had all of this stuff going on, and I could not say no. So I was tired on Saturday. I only had Sunday to do my laundry. So like I said, don't matter what we do, like we still human. You know what I mean? And did I sacrifice my sleep? Did I sacrifice maybe me spending 3 more extra hours with my own children? Yeah, I did. And I'll tell you, today, this guy is doing very well. He moved out of the state. And I think he has 2 kids now. But I'll never forget that you asked me to help you not get arrested, because this is when you do get arrested, or this is when you are troubled by the police, because you are a black man and you should not be on the corner of your block. Like, you know what I mean? It's a stereotype, but I had to sacrifice me and mine to make sure that this guy didn't fall in the wrong hands. You know what I mean? So that's a high moment for me because I help somebody, you know, not be stigmatized on his color. You know, just come on and come rehearse. And that's what he did. And it worked out, and he turned out to be a great guy now. So that's one of my aha moments, you know.
You know, it's amazing, Dee, because the time that certainly we spent together, and certainly been a very, very rich journey with you because of your heart and the way that you really reach out to people and help people. And you even have a couple of stories that you were telling me recently of some people that you were helping. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'm not quite sure because I help so many people. Oh, yes. I help so many people. I'm like, wow, which one? Like, okay, I'm helping this lady. Her name is Carolyn Richardson. She had got arrested a few years ago for selling opium pills. I asked her, why was you selling pills? And she said she had a breast reduction. And she got hooked on the pills from the breast reduction that she had. And I guess she started like selling pills and also for her own habit, to have it. You know, sometimes people sell stuff to help their own habits, you know. Now in 2020, 2021, we would think that, you know, this individual will go into a rehab, that they will help her. She said she was arrested 3 times for the same charge. So that means you had a habit, right? So they try to make her seem like she was El Chapo and all of this stuff. She got 12 years. So she got 12 years, and what happened was, while she was in the feds, something was going on with her eyes. She kept asking them to take her to the outside hospital because she had implanted something in her eyes or something like that. And it started irritating her. She started to go to the medical in the feds, which is federal prison, if everybody let you know what that is. And they would not help her. They started even taunting her about her eyes. She sued. She won $2.5 million because they did not help her. When she went, finally, they sent her to the hospital a month later, she was blind. She got blind in one eye and only see shadows in another eye, right? Miss Carolyn Richardson.
Wow, that's just absolutely terrible.
Right? She gets sexually assaulted by a correction officer. So 7 women have already made a complaint. The officer just got 40 months. Well, that's about 3.5 years in prison. He got about 3.5 years in prison. So not only did this young lady get 12 years, she also got blind and sexually assaulted in a federal penitentiary. So I've been trying to help her with clemency. Right now, we're waiting. Her lawyers have already put in compassion and clemency stuff already. I told her the clemency, she don't need to wait for Biden to get in office for that one. And and that her lawyers are working on compassion because she did get blind because of them, and she did get sexually assaulted because of them. She did 4 years. I think it's time to let the lady go. She cannot see, and she has to deal with the sexual assault and the blindness for the rest of her life. You know, so I'm working hard to get people out there so that they can hear her case, because it's very important. And she's all in the newspapers and everything. If you look her up, the only thing that's not in the newspapers is both cases together. You see one paper saying a lady got blind in the federal penitentiary. She won $2.5 million. And then you see the same lady, Carolyn Richardson, sexually assaulted by this officer with 7 other women. But nobody combined this lady with both. She was blind and sexually assaulted. Nobody have both cases together. They're separate in the Washington Post, the New York Post, the Daily News. She's in all those papers. And again, her name is Carolyn Richardson. And I'm trying to get both of these cases together so people will know this is the same person. The same person that got blind by the feds is her. The same person that got sexually assaulted by the officer is her. Nobody seemed to put these two cases together to know that this has happened to one woman that's in a federal penitentiary. We matter. Even in jail, we matter. I don't care what color your skin is. We matter. Like, you know, I just can't understand how they let her eyes get to that point where when you read the paper, they was like ridiculing her, laughing at her, wouldn't help her for all those months. And then she lost her sight. And they found them, the courts found them liable for why she's blind today. Now they're suing for the sexual assault. Well, she's gonna win also. The officer didn't sexually assault just 7. He sexually assaulted 14 women in a federal prison. So that's Married to the Music, Entertainment and Productions. This is what we do. We even fight for people that need to be fighting for. Like, when I heard her story, you know, it was like, all of that happened to you in prison? What? You know, and yes, it has. And so now I have reached out to a few people. I reached out to Al Sharft and his people. They called me back. I gave now they got to get in touch with the lawyer. But what she wants to do now, she wants to get a legal statement stating that I can represent her, because she wants me to represent her. Not as a lawyer, even though I have a law degree, but she wants me to represent her out here. You know what I mean? Because nobody is, you know. So I wanted to definitely tell that story.
Well, I tell you, thank God for angels like you, Miss D. And I don't know where the time went, but they're telling me that we have to go. And thank you, audience, so much for listening to Talk with Terra. Miss D, can you give our audience your social media handles so they can like and follow you? Yes.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is the famous Miss D, Married to the Music Entertainment. You can hit me on IG, Married to the Music. The number 2, THA, Married to the Music Entertainment. There I go. You see me as D Hendricks. You can hit me there also. My email is missd100m2tm@yahoo.com. You can hit me on that. Please, everybody, reach out. Please listen to the stories that was told today. They are very important for our society. Much love.
Awesome. I'm Terra Renee from the African American Woman in Cinema organization. You can visit us at www.aawic.org. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Talk with Terra is made possible by Rude Rangers Entertainment. Our creative director is Rudy J. Breedy. Please don't forget to like and share this episode with as many people as possible. We sincerely appreciate you joining us today and wish you continued peace, blessings, and prosperity. See you at the next episode.